Ah, good old Uncle Joe. No, I don't mean Stalin, I mean that senile old dementia patient role-playing as the US president. After much pressure, he is returning to the White House. Why? This man is a walking fucking catastrophe. Make him take a vacation. Permanently for the good of humanity, for heaven's sakes. Rigor mortis has struck the man early as he has managed to decay into the worst president in less than a year. Well done. None of this should be a surprise, however. Even Lindsey Graham says Biden has been a wrecking ball regarding foreign policy and national security for about 40 years, and frankly everything else as well. He's had what, 48 years in politics? Trump, by comparison, had 48 months. Look at the contrast. Goes to show you, if you want to do politics, less experience is the key to success, evidently. Moving on. Now, this story I've had my eye on for a while now, but we got sidetracked with Joe leaving the world on fire, calls for his resignation among tanking poll numbers, considering bombing the weapons they left in Afghan, saying the collapse wouldn't happen, but it's inevitable. They knew what would happen, but they decided to toss Americans in the region to the wolves, whilst apparently charging them up to $2,000 apiece to get them out. All the while, China managed to secure a deal with the Taliban for about $3 trillion worth of rare earth materials in the region. I wonder how that happened, Beijing Biden. But anyway, back to more local news in America. See, America has this whimsical state called California that is an absolute shit show, the creme de la creme of democratic incompetence. One of many, which is what makes this headline all that much funnier. Look at that. A punchline isn't necessary, the Babylon Bee could write that. Anyway, a quick lesson for all journalists. This is a great case study of how not to put foot in mouth and head in ass. President Biden has a lot of challenges, yes, and all of them are of his own fucking making. The border, COVID, foreign policy, inflation, were all of these colossal fucking problems there before he got into office? No, he made them. But that won't prevent the president, maybe in his spare time, cue for laughter, from taking an active role in opposing the effort to recall California Governor Gavin Newsom. Yes, I'm aware the guy fucked up Afghanistan and then fucked off on holiday. Hold that thought, it does get even stupider. With regards to stopping the effort to recall Newsom, Joe says he knows how to get the job done because he's been doing it, the president said in a statement. First off, if Joe Biden is praising your quote-unquote competence, that should send alarm bells fucking ringing. But never mind that, Joe, you senile dumb bastard. He's potentially facing the recall because his state is asshole. It's got a massive homeless problem, job losses, a worthless COVID response, insanely high taxes, and as usual, out of fucking control government spending hasn't addressed jack shit. Which, by the way, even as a kid, I grew up knowing that politicians would lie constantly. Far as I'm aware, that reputation still sticks. So why the hell anyone thinks a politician will be fiscally responsible with somebody else's money is fucking mind-blowing. But there is something amusing to all of this. If this wasn't already said enough, Joe Biden is an idiot, and literally everything he has touched has failed. Miserably. Joe is a cancerous kiss of death, so do please give all of your attention to Newsom and cut him off of any power permanently. Because the great Larry Elder is hot on his heels and Newsom is starting to sweat buckets. Because if you want a lifeline from the worst administration in the history of the country, oh, that is an act of insane desperation. And the machine is very aware of the threat of Mr. Elder, and as usual, now they're trying to smear him, saying he brandished a gun at his ex-girlfriend, some shit like this. Yes, conveniently, as is the case with Kavanaugh and Clarence Thomas. The second a Republican is on the verge of gaining political power, some cheap political stunt will try and make the rounds. It's beyond a noticeable parody at this point. It's no longer the boy who cried wolf, now it's a desperate whore tries to aid desperate Democrats. And to finish up all of this, something of a white pill. I'm not saying this will happen, the chances are slim, but there's definitely potential for this to kick in, at least on a smaller scale. Given that Joe is such an abysmal failure, you have to wonder if anyone is seen favorably by Joe, pushing policies that are viewed favorably by his administration, could they face some ramifications because it is his policies that has made this fucking disaster we find ourselves in. It's a good opportunity for at least some self-reflection. And that's all for today. Until next time.